Hello baberonis! Today is the day I'm finally taking you through a tour of my Notion dashboard and setup. I'm going to show you pretty much everything that's inside of here, including a sneak peek of my brand new course, Simplify and Thrive, which is 100% hosted inside of Notion. It's an intentional lifestyle course to help you create more time, space, and energy for what matters most. And because of the systems that I have in place, I actually enjoy being on my computer and going through my to-do list. It's no longer a place where I feel stressed or overwhelmed. I'm actually excited about it, and Notion is a big part of that, so I'm excited to take you through today's tour. Alright, this is my Notion dashboard, also known as my Life Hub. It's pretty much the home of literally everything. If this is your first time seeing Notion, it's basically an all-in-one workspace. I've used Trello, Airtable, Evernote, Asana, and so many other applications. Notion has eliminated the need for any of these. It's that powerful of a system. Before I dive into the nitty-gritty, let's talk about what makes it super cute. So you can change your icon to whatever emoji you want. You can also upload your very own icon. This is something that I got off of a copyright-free icon website because I'm that much of a nerd. The cover you can also customize. I uploaded a GIF as an image from the website giphy.com, and that's pretty much, if you ever see a GIF in my Notion dashboard, that is where it's from. But you can also get really pretty images for covers from Unsplash, which is synced up with Notion already. While personalizing Notion is certainly not a necessity, I really enjoy doing it because I use Notion every single day, and I wanted to feel like a digital space that I actually feel excited to look at. And I'd say mission accomplished. If you click the dots in the right-hand corner, you can change the fonts. Some days I'm feeling that sans serif, and other days I'm feeling that mono font, but lately I'm really digging the look of serif, so I'm just gonna keep it on that for now. You can also toggle between having a smaller text or a larger text. I prefer the smaller text, and then you can also change the margins to be full width or more condensed. I personally like full width. Let's dive into the nitty gritty, shall we? These are my dashboards. These are basically the pages that I access every single day on the reg. I have my Notion dashboard organized by category. So we've got personal, list, we have my favorite playlist, Dalcom Cafe. We've also got my biz section and growth, which is where I keep my courses and things that I'm learning. Let's dive into my to-do list. This approach is based off of the GTD, Getting Things Done system, coined by David Allen. And I am so sorry, I cannot remember who the original maker of this template is, but this has been one of the best systems for me to actually get things done. The idea is to drop all of your to-do list items into the brain drain section. The tasks are all in the same database, but all the categories you see below are just filtered in different ways. So if my to-do item is to film this Notion tour, I would write it in my brain drain, and then I would fill out the context. Is it low energy, high energy? Is it an errand? From there, I select the project. This is for YouTube. I set the due date. If it's high priority, aka it's on my plate, I check it, and then I also choose the person that it's delegated to. Once all the details are filled out, I just check captured, which means it is out of the inbox and filtered into the appropriate category. One of my favorite aspects of this is that it backlinks to my yearly planning doc. This is the updated version of the planning doc that I made for the Calm and Collected New Year Challenge if you saw that video back in December, but I swapped out the weekly planning to link back to my Getting Things Done system. So let's click on yearly planning. As you can see, I'm a big fan of gifs as covers. Since making my first Notion video showing you how I plan my year, I've learned so many things, and that's the beauty of Notion. You can truly keep expanding and the opportunities are endless. I have all of my 2021 goals in the same database, and I just filter it based off of, whether it's a top priority goal or it's a goal that I'm currently working on, and I have it categorized by quarter and whether it's personal or a business goal. And I just have to say, because of the systems that I have in place, I have been reaching my goals left and right, and I'm really freaking proud of myself. Let's pop into Q1. I can't believe we're already wrapping up our first quarter. My 3 priorities for this quarter were to launch the Simplify and Thrive course, which I did, and to launch our app Truebelly, which we did, and to be nicer to my skin and do more face masks, which I definitely did. My skin is glowing. I don't want this to be a repeat of my yearly planning video, but I just wanted to show you how my Getting Things Done system is backlinked within my yearly planning doc. All right, let's move on to how I plan my content. This is my content map. It's where I plan my content for YouTube and Reels and sometimes Instagram, but it's mostly used for video content. So first you'll see my team files. This is where I keep our meeting notes. We used to keep our notes in Slack, so we're just now newly moving over to Notion. You'll probably see a lot of content creators use the same template from Thomas Frank, and that's because it's really freaking efficient. I've customized and simplified mine quite a bit to meet my needs, but I can brainstorm title ideas, I can write out my B-roll list as well as my script or things that I want to say. And then down at the bottom, I just have a little glimpse at how I plan my week, how I batch my reoccurring tasks, and what the theme of the day is. It's really just a brain dump. It's not where I actually write my to-do list items. I'll quickly show you my partnerships tracker. This is where I just keep track of all of the collaborations that I have going on. I love how with Notion I can use a Kanban view like Trello, the board system where I can drag my tasks into the status that it's in, but I can also change it to a calendar view. I can change it to a table view. Such a good feature. Let's move out of the dashboards and into personal. I have a daily reflection section where I kind of jot down my thoughts at the end of the day and just check in with myself and see how I'm feeling. I really like doing this because I like to see overall how I was feeling that month. And if, I see a lot of down days and I want to reassess what was going on that day, why am I feeling that way, how can I make things better? Before I sign off at the end of the day, I write out my next day's to-do list and then I'll pop in and write out my reflections for the day. It just takes a few minutes, but I think it really does make a difference. Routines and self-care. This is where I jot down the things that I like to do in the morning and the evening. I also have my weekly habit tracker. When you want to create a consistent routine, the first step is writing it out. This helps get the thoughts and ideas out of your head and transfer it into something more actionable. I found that if you wake up with the intention to have a routine, but you don't actually know how exactly you want to spend your morning, then you end up not using your time wisely. So the idea is to just write out how you'd like to spend your mornings and how you'd like to spend your evenings. And then I have a weekly habit tracker to also help hold myself accountable to the daily habits that I'd like to integrate. Onto the Acre life. This is my shared hub with my hubs. As I mentioned, I really love utilizing the linked database feature. So this is actually the tasks that are integrated with my getting things done task list. It's just filtered to only show the items that are personal. So personal includes things that relate to me and Andrew and our home. I personalized it with our wedding photo and some cute illustrations of our dogs. You can see our daily tidy checklist, which I've mentioned in a few videos before, but it's where we write down the things we want to have cleaned and tidied up before work starts at 9 a.m. It's just a way for us to manage our expectations and to just be on the same page. Home improvements, it's pretty self-explanatory, but it's just where we jot down our wish list items of things we want to upgrade or change at some point in the future. We keep notes on therapy sessions or things we want to talk about in therapy. We have a date list checklist called Make It Hot, so it's just where we write down things that we want to do together. We're still working on filling this out, but it's a good way for us to prioritize date nights. And then Andrew has a plant watering schedule. I have another linked database that links back to our to buy or not to buy wish list checklist. This just filters the items that are related to our home, and it's where we keep track of things that we'd like to buy or upgrade, similar to the home improvements list, but just more tangible physical items with links and budget attached to it. The reason I keep a wish list in the first place is because it helps me reduce impulse purchases and actually assess whether I really need something or if it's just something that I want in the moment, especially those bigger purchases. It just creates a little space between my thoughts and my actions. I have a little area dedicated to astrology insights. It's where I keep my birth information, where I was born, the time I was born, and just insights from sessions that I've had in the past, as well as some information on my personality type and human design. These are things I'm starting to learn more about, and so I just have a little home where I can keep those things. I have a page dedicated to brain dumps. You can think of this as scratch paper. It's just where I drop quick thoughts that aren't super important, but I want to refer back to it later. All right, moving right along to lists. We have wish lists, which we already talked about, but I'll link the video down below that talks more in depth about the wish list. We have my Korean dramas, which is actually the first Notion page I've ever shared with you all publicly on the internet. You can duplicate this template and keep track of whatever TV shows or movies you're watching, but I pretty much only watch Korean dramas. Anyways, this is a page that I'm frequently updating, so you can always check back to see what's new. I have a before baby bucket list, which I'm not going to click on because it is personal, but they're just some things that I would like to do, see, or create before creating a human. Okay, let's talk about recipes and meal ideas. This is where we jot down our favorite meals that we like to make. You can filter it by breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. So if we ever don't know what to make, we'll just refer back to this list for inspiration. When I cook, especially Korean food, I just eyeball everything, but I'm finally starting starting to write down the measurements and write down the recipe so that my friends and other people can try it themselves at home. So that's good news. We've got my favorite playlist, Dalcom Cafe, which has Korean indie coffee house tunes. And we have my course, Simplify and Thrive, which is hosted completely in Notion. I'll just take you through a quick little tour. This is the Simplify and Thrive course hub. So this is where all the content is held. You can watch the welcome video. We have all the modules here, and inside of each module are different lessons, which will have videos and different exercises to take action on the things that you've learned. You can see module 1, Declutter Your Mind. There is a video, and then there's a corresponding action item below, which is located in your Life Hub. So that's the other really cool thing about the course. Everyone is given a Life Hub. Here's what it looks like. So you have all the course lesson action items right up front, and then you have your Life Hub down below, which has a bunch of different templates, a lot of which you've seen in this video and are things that I personally use every day for life and business. Anyways, I'm just really proud of this course, and if you want to check it out, I will link it down below. It's an intentional lifestyle course all about decluttering the mental, the physical, and the digital. Back to my Life Hub, we have more sensitive business information, but you can see that you can pretty much track any aspect of your business within Notion. I also like to keep the words that I live by front and center, just to remind myself to always come back to my core values and make sure that what I'm doing feels aligned in the life that I intend for myself. Last but not least, we have my growth section, which is where I keep my notes for any courses or communities I am a part of. Since these are all paid courses, I want to respect the creators, but these are all courses I've either completed or I am in progress with, and I keep my notes and action items inside. I love creating an organized digital environment that supports my growth, and I know that because of the organization and systems I have in place, I'm able to really prioritize the things that matter most to me. There's no way I would be able to run my different businesses and have time for learning, reading, and hobbies if I didn't take the time up front to simplify and streamline my life in the areas that are within my control. So that's what my course Simplify and Thrive is all about helping you do. Thank you all so much for tuning in to my Notion tour. I hope it was helpful, insightful. I will link all of my public templates below, and let me know what video you'd like to see next. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.